It's obviously kind of fair to say that this entire Musk selling episode, it coincided with a pullback from highs in Tesla shares.
By the way, the guys that argue value on Tesla, they've gotten their heads handed to them time and time again here.
In today's video, following Tesla stock's epic rebound yesterday, back through the $1,000 barrier, up 7% in a single day, on news that Elon Musk was almost done selling Tesla stock, we'll be hearing from a Wall Street stock analyst who shares some catalysts to send Tesla stock even higher in 2022, and I'll be sharing some thoughts on whether or not Elon Musk had a secret 420 IQ plan in place before selling Tesla stock. Make sure you stick around for that. So let's get into the video. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can get 2 free stocks with WeBull, a free stock with Stake, free Bitcoin with Coinbase, and free Bitcoin with BlockFi, and the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support.
Musk sold another nearly 584,000 shares yesterday, bringing his total number of shares sold to 13.5 million. Tesla rallying on the news today, finishing higher by 7%. Let's bring in Jed Dorsheimer from Canaccord Genuity to talk about Tesla from here on out. Jed, it's obviously kind of fair to say that this entire Musk selling episode, it coincided with a pullback from highs in Tesla shares.
Yes, and in fact, I think we can attribute almost all of the decline in Tesla's stock price to Elon Musk selling. 2 components: the actual act of selling, rather than arranging an off-market transaction a tiny bit below the market price of Tesla stock, selling in one huge bundle or a few gigantic transactions behind the scenes via investment banks. Instead, Elon decided to sell on the open market. Every time Elon Musk starts dumping shares that day, Tesla stock falling off a cliff, down 3, 4, 5, 6, 7+% in a single day. Rinse and repeat. This has put constant downward pressure on Tesla stock. The other thing is the very idea that Elon Musk was selling some of his stake in Tesla stock. A lot of people panicking and not understanding Elon Musk hasn't lost conviction in the company. He's not taking the profits. He doesn't think the stock's about to crash. He's doing so because he needs to exercise stock options. Otherwise, those stock options expire worthless. And because he's exercising options at around $6 per share and Tesla's now around $1,000, Elon Musk had an incredibly large multi-billion-dollar tax bill. And the only way for Elon to pay tax on those options, except for borrowing literally billions of dollars from his bankers, was to sell some stock. But of course, many in the stock market are emotional, not rational, so as soon as they hear Elon Musk is selling Tesla stock, they panic and start dumping shares. So both of these forces, the act of Elon selling and the idea of Elon selling, have put massive downward pressure on Tesla stock. I think this accounts for practically all of the loss in value of Tesla stock over the last few weeks. I hope everyone watching had an opportunity to buy the extended dip in Tesla stock. I predicted as soon as Elon Musk was done selling, Tesla stock would resume its upward trajectory, breaking through 950, 1000, 1050, 1100, 1200, and so on. And if you want to know exactly how far I think Tesla stock will go in 2022, check out the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment. Join Patreon, you'll get access to my Tesla price targets all the way out to 2031. Of course, with the caveat, there could be an unforeseen circumstance that puts further downward pressure on Tesla stock, but assuming there isn't, I personally think from here, Tesla stock continues to trend up and breaks through new all-time highs early in 2022. And stick around, because in just a moment, I'm going to share a controversial theory that Elon Musk may have known exactly what he was doing by selling Tesla stock on the open market and potentially causing Tesla stock to temporarily crash.
Even though CEOs sell stock in their founded companies all the time, but I wonder where you think it leaves it. We're still at $1 trillion market cap, up a lot today. It's pretty close to your price target. So, how do you characterize the outlook for the company relative to where the stock is right now for next year?
All right, so drama aside, there's always a lot of drama when we talk about Tesla, but leaving all that aside, Tesla really is it's a momentum stock. And so I've always looked at this in a very simple way. Look at it with that sort of scale. What's on the pro, what's on the negative side, or potential risk? And do we have more catalysts coming up that are positive versus negative? And I still think that we have more positives than negative.
This is a gigantic understatement. If we think about the negative catalyst, the potential negatives versus the positive catalyst for Tesla stock in 2022, there is absolutely no contest. Let's run through some of the potential negative catalysts. Elon Musk goes on the Joe Rogan podcast and smokes DMT. Investors don't like that. We think of the positive catalysts. We've got new factories opening, the 4680 cells ramping, potentially the $25,000 Tesla unveil date announced, more innovations in manufacturing, increasing margins, on and on and on. Now, some people might argue, well, hang on a minute. Couldn't things go wrong? What if Austin and Berlin are slow ramping? Who fucking cares? Tesla is still going to practically double their production capacity in a single year. The exact timing doesn't really matter. If Berlin's a little late opening, if Austin is a little late opening, it doesn't matter. In the scheme of things, Tesla's still massively expanding their capacity. And the Muppets on Wall Street still foolishly, enormously underestimating Tesla's 2022 vehicle deliveries. Consensus estimates now not even at 1.3 million. Tesla's going to be at least 1.5, maybe 1.6 or 7, depending on how the ramps go. The point is, even if a lot of things go wrong for Tesla in 2022 versus what they could have achieved, they're still going to crush what Wall Street's expecting them to do. The same is true of the 4680 cells ramping. This is an incredible new technology that will ultimately drive the cost of battery cells down by more than 50%. Doesn't really matter if it happens in January, March or August, does it? Because it's happening. They're all positive catalysts. The Berlin and Austin factory ramps aren't contingent on the 4680 cells. Tesla can ramp these factories up using 2170s in a fallback scenario. So even the things that can start to go wrong don't end up in the negative catalyst column, because we're talking about incredible breakthrough technology and staggering growth. The trend is clear. Tesla's increasing production capacity, they're increasing profitability, they're increasing economies of scale, their innovations in manufacturing, their ever-growing data lead in terms of autonomous software. All of these are positive. The nuance around the timing is completely irrelevant.
This is a production story. So it's about, these gigafactories. And if we look at that, we're mere weeks away from Berlin coming online, then you're going to have Texas coming online, and you've got the 2170 batteries transitioning to 4680s. That gives them optionality, which is the ability to move from just an auto company into an energy company. And I think that that's not fully baked into the shares at this point.
I completely agree with Jed here. I don't believe Tesla's battery cell technology is fully baked into the stock price. There's still a lot of moronic investors out there who are comparing Tesla versus legacy automotive manufacturers and saying the valuation doesn't make sense. They only make X amount of cars. The multiple's higher. Tesla's valuation makes no sense. Tesla stock is completely overvalued. It's in a bubble. These are the kind of folks who are so dopey. They see vehicles. Oh, they got wheels and windows and wipers. Must just be cars. And they ignore all the other facets of Tesla's business. It's not just a matter of Tesla being on the cusp of actually producing their own battery cells. It's the fact that Tesla, a car company, sat down with a blank sheet of paper and thought, how can we make the world's best battery cells, and then did it. They've made a mockery and embarrassment of the likes of LG Chem, Panasonic, and so on. Tesla, a car company, are now world-leading experts in battery cells. Everything they apply their big brains at, Tesla dominates. People fail to recognize this. These 4680 cells are a really big deal.
Do you feel that's not baked into the shares in terms of how the storyline might be energized by that, and therefore you get this a restart of that momentum? Or do you actually believe on a financial basis at $1 trillion, the potential for these new gigafactories and this other energy business line are not reflected in the valuation?
Well, we have to look at, are we in a bull market, or are we in a bear market? And so we're going to look at because it's all relative. Our price, we're all trying to look at what is relative performance. So, we would be having a different discussion if the argument here was, hey, we're in a bear market in terms of the total value. By the way, the guys that argue value on Tesla, they've gotten their heads handed to them time and time again here.
Jed has nailed it on the point of value investors having their heads absolutely handed to them over and over on Tesla stock. I think there's 3 distinct camps of value investors who've been reamed by Tesla stock. There are those whose heads are so far up their own asses that they actually shorted Tesla stock and got absolutely destroyed. Most of them are now no longer short Tesla stock because they don't have any money left. Ouch. There's another camp who've just stayed the hell away from Tesla stock because it's overvalued, and then they've proceeded to watch it go from overvalued at 50 billion to overvalued at 200 billion to overvalued at $1 trillion, missing out on staggering gains. And then there's a third camp, probably those that I feel most sorry for, who at some point actually own Tesla stock, but then after Tesla stock put on 10, 20, 50%, maybe 100%, panicked and sold out of the stock because now it's overvalued, and then they've watched it also go up 5, 10, 15, 20x since. Value investors will never understand Tesla stock. Now obviously, I don't consider myself a value investor. nor do I consider myself a growth investor. So what kind of investor am I? I'm an opportunistic investor. If I see an opportunity, irrespective of the asset class, irrespective of what other people think, if I identify an opportunity, I weigh up the risk reward, and I have a high level of confidence and conviction that I'll get the return that I'm looking for or better over X period of time, I will invest. That's why I consider myself an opportunistic investor. This could be investing in anything. It could be investing in building a YouTube channel. It could be investing in Tesla stock. It could be investing in real estate. It could be investing in business. In fact, I've done all four of these things. I don't like to box myself in. Instead, I see opportunity and I pursue it. Simple as that.
So I'll come back and say, in a bull market, and by the way, the Build Back Better, that not happening, at least for the time being, that actually takes the whole competitive side away from, all the competitors coming in and taking the share. Because Tesla wouldn't be capturing that anyhow. So I do think that in this market, at this time, there's still more positives than negatives with respect to Tesla, and I'll keep the buy on that.
Well, just back to the stock sales for a moment, Jed, because there's this question about whether he's actually done or not really done. Robert Frank reporting there's still some more for tax purposes. Elon Musk himself tweeting there's still a few tranches left, but almost done. It is material, right? The stock last peaked early November, just before the Twitter poll was out, and lost about a quarter of its value.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I haven't done the math in terms of, has he reached the full amount, or is there still a small amount left to be sold? If he's still selling shares, it puts pressure on the stock. But I think, as we can see here, that the baby did get thrown out with the bathwater. Tesla was down also with the Build Back Better, and I don't think it should have been.
Absolutely agree. Tesla stock shouldn't have been down, but it was. Going back to my earlier point, that was an opportunity, and being an opportunistic investor, I poured every spare cent in, which I've been documenting on the channel the past few weeks.
So I think it's in the in the scope of things, I don't think it matters all that much.
You mentioned Build Back Better not passing or not moving forward as expected is a net positive perhaps for Tesla competitively, but we have Ford out there pretty much selling every one of the F-150 Lightnings they can make. We think they were tweeting, Ford Motor Company tweeting memes out yesterday to promote them as an EV company.
Now, good on Ford for trying, but I'm not going to lie, I saw the meme thread on Twitter and the memes were pretty pathetic. Here's just a small sampling. We've been trying to get you all comfortable with EVs for a while now. Have you, Ford? How long? How much effort did you put in? It seems like you've been avoiding even mentioning electric vehicles until you began producing them, because you realized you'd go bankrupt if you didn't. But hey, we'll let that one slide. EVs, clean, powerful, affordable, capable, easy and fun to use and drive. All of you. But how will I remember to plug it in like I do with my phone, watch and headphones every night? There's a ton more. If you're curious, pause the video and have a look in detail. There's a lot of memes relating to charging as well.
Has the competitive landscape not just grown tougher anyway for Tesla? I know that the premise has always been they're obviously going to lose market share on a much bigger pie, but how do you see all that?
I get in this debate with investors all the time in terms of, is the pie growing? What is the rate of the total EVs? And yeah, I mean, the future is electric vehicles, and from an economic and energetic basis, not just. So I don't think that you need the subsidies in order to make this. This is clear that this is the path of the future.
Completely agree with Jed here. This change is happening. It's inevitable. No subsidies are necessary. The world is transitioning to electric vehicles. And anyone who wishes to argue this point, who thinks the future is uncertain, who is unwilling to accept that it's inevitable and obvious today that electric vehicles will be the primary mode of transport in the future on planet Earth, is suffering from brain damage. In fact, this was also true of anyone who had that same opinion 6 months ago, 12 months ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. It appears that miraculously, vast numbers of people who were previously suffering from brain damage and couldn't see the future have made a miraculous recovery. Better late than never.
And I agree with Elon in terms of his little spat that he got in with Senator Warren. I actually do think that whether you have a subsidy on this or not, this is where everything is going, and it is the future of our transportation.
So, Jed, what is the next catalyst? Is it the new manufacturing plants? Big move up today.
So the next catalyst is my kids yelling at me on Christmas because I did not buy the Cyber Quad for them. And unfortunately, those sold out, which is something we usually don't talk about.
There's more than meets the eye here. Jed obviously having a little bit of fun, just making a joke, but he touches on an extremely important point. Kids today universally not only know, but love Tesla. There's cars and there's Teslas. I'm sure many of you watching this channel have seen videos. Kids see a Tesla, they absolutely flip the fuck out. They all know what a Tesla is by name. Kids universally see Teslas as super cool. And here's something to ponder. In 10 years time, these same kids will have grown up and they'll be Tesla customers. They'll be using Tesla robotaxis. They'll be buying Tesla vehicles, Tesla batteries, Tesla solar, and other Tesla products as well.
No, I think, joking aside, I think the Giga Berlin coming on, which is already, reported that Ys are being produced over there, and then Texas, and kind of seeing those materialize and what those numbers and we'll see that on the quarterly call. We will get delivery numbers in the beginning of January as well.
Delivery numbers will no doubt beat expectations. That's positive for Tesla stock. Tesla's Q4 earnings results will beat expectations. Also a positive catalyst for Tesla stock. Berlin and Austin will begin deliveries from initial production. Also two enormously positive catalysts for Tesla stock. If you can't read between the lines, well, I'm not even going to spell it out. And now on to Elon Musk's potential 420 IQ Tesla stock sales strategy. A lot of investors question Elon's decision to sell his Tesla stock on the open market. As we've seen the extreme volatility over the last few weeks, every time Elon sells, Tesla stock falls off a cliff, down 5, 6, up to 10+% in a single day. These crazy, violent declines in the price of Tesla stock could have been avoided if Elon had just sold in huge blocks off market. These can be arranged with investment banks to sell to large clients. So why didn't Elon choose this path? Well, look, I'm not inside Elon's head, so I don't know for sure. But I just want to throw a few potential theories out there, and I'm not saying these are true. This is just a thought exercise. 1. Elon just couldn't be fucking bothered. Maybe. 2. What if Elon thought, you know what, this could be a great way to weed out some of those paper-handed investors and enhance the overall conviction of the average Tesla shareholder? As we know, a lot of panicky noobs sold out of Tesla stock because it started falling and are sure to regret it. But here's the really interesting idea to consider. What if Elon knew that Tesla stock would get absolutely reamed every time he sold shares on the open market, and realized that despite the fact that he was already going to be paying $10+ billion in taxes, he could minimize this and save a few $1 billion by selling on the open market? Now, why would this make sense? Well, Elon Musk is paying tax on the gains on his Tesla stock options. These options exercise at $6 a share. The capital gain is calculated based on the price that Tesla stock was sold for. The lower the price of Tesla stock at the time it's sold, the less the tax obligation. Now again, I'm not saying this is what Elon did, but put yourself in Elon's shoes. He's a pretty smart guy. He understands how the financial system works. He understands things that move stocks around. He's no fool. Surely when Elon spoke to his bankers, they would have said, hey Elon, if you don't do block transactions off market, this stock's going to get absolutely crushed. Just basic market dynamics. So Elon would have had all of the information to understand it was an extremely likely outcome that Tesla stock will get absolutely crushed if he sold on the open market, which he's been doing, yet he's still proceeded. I've got a funny feeling that Elon knew what he was doing. In fact, as one of my best-selling pieces of merch says, don't bet against Elon. If you want your own Don't Bet Against Elon merch, check out the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment. There's shirts, hoodies, phone cases, mugs, and loads more. This is the second best-selling piece of merch on the entire merch store. Over 1,500 units sold to date, so thanks for your support. So the point is, I just wanted to think out loud. I don't have evidence as to why Elon sold Tesla stock on the open market, but surely he would have known what the likely effect would be on the price of Tesla stock. A temporary, artificial downward pressure on Tesla's price. And as we've seen, Tesla stock coming down from around $1,250 to less than $900. One of the bargains of the century, in my opinion. And as a result, the capital gain on most of Elon's stock sales will be much lower than it could otherwise have been. Something to think about. Let me know what you guys and girls think in the comments below. Was there some strategy behind Elon Musk's sale of Tesla stock on the open market rather than in private large block transactions? Or is it a total coincidence and Elon Musk didn't have any idea this might happen to Tesla's stock price, didn't consider the tax implications, and just decided, I can't be bothered, let's just sell on the open market? Let me know what you think below. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan, this is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can get 2 free stocks with WeBull, a free stock with Stake, free Bitcoin with Coinbase, and free Bitcoin with BlockFi, and the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. And if you're still watching, you're awesome. I read every single comment on this channel and I really appreciate your feedback. So if you've got any thoughts on today's video, questions, comments, or suggestions for a new video, let me know in the comments below. Check the cards on screen now to browse the merch store, join Patreon, or watch the next video.